So the Leo Aquarius axis in the astrology chart. This is all about how you shine, basically, and how you develop confidence in yourself that inspires you to share your energy and gifts in the world. Leo is about empowerment, about creativity, willpower, expression, how you seek to express yourself, how you recognize, how you're seen in the world. And Aquarius is different. Aquarius um, is an air sign, so it's all about intellectual inspiration, moving beyond what we know and see in terms of our bounds, and strengthening our soul mission in this lifetime in terms of a bigger picture, a bigger vision. And it's about very much about how we shine, you know. So Aquarius is also very much about groups and community as well. So Leo is much more of a personalized energy. It's really quite internal. It's about how I shine within my own world and things that I do. Whereas Aquarius wants me to join into groups and the community and humanitarian efforts and really and truly show how I'm shining in a much bigger way and with a much bigger collective, broader group of people. So we're moving into that age of Aquarius now where we're really moving into a space of collective collaborations and working with other people, finding like-minded people, communities of support that actually help us move forward in our own world. So this is really, really powerful stuff. So it's about how energy is designed to create and express. So creation and expression are big words for Leo. And also it's with Aquarius, it's about how you find your own unique frequency expression and put that out into the world. Because one thing Aquarius wants to be, it's ruled by Uranus, is unique. And sometimes it can be a bit eccentric because it really is wanting to find its own place and its own space. And so it can also be very much creative energy, but it's asking us to progress and evolve into something much bigger. So it's almost like next level creativity. You know, Leo is very much the individual creativity around what I'm doing myself in this world. Aquarius wants me, as I said, to bring it out and take it out into the world and take it into something much bigger. And we need to do that to risk to maybe make, you know, a bigger change as well. Leo is a fixed fire sign. So it's very much concerned with the self, and it can be very, very self-focused, looking at its own gifts, looking at what it wants to do, its own desires, its own way it wants to create. It's also about procreation. It's about children as well, creating in that sense. So recreation, fun. Leo is very, very likes to play. It's very family oriented, likes that inner child playfulness, and also wants to help us, you know, move forward in a very joyful way, which is really, really lovely. And so it really wants us to tap into our own personal desires and what we want and what really lights us up, what really gives us energy, which is really important. But Leo also wants to be acknowledged, very much wants to be acknowledged, sometimes so that it looks for approval from other people, not always in the most positive way, but it really wants acknowledgement as well. And it wants people to say, you did a great job, you're fantastic, you know what I mean? And it shows you how you shine. And it's really important. It's important to give something and then leave something, you know, as well. And it really, Leo really wants to express who it is, you know, in its own unique way, and really wants to stand out and be noticed, you know, and get a positive feedback as well. So it's, you know, very much the performer, very much connected to royalty, leaders, very charming, etc. But also can be a bit arrogant and bossy and vain at times if it's not in balance. Aquarius is very much the collective energies, and it's a fixed air sign, and it's about the mind, cerebral processes, visions, receiving, particularly related to the third eye and seeing what's coming and different and unique. Aquarius wants to do things in a unique and different way. It wants to see new ideas, have new concepts, you know, and really connected to a different frequency, into the group frequency, into the cosmic consciousness as well, and see things, you know, really tune in into what's working, what's not working, and look at where change is necessary as well. So it's very much wanting recognition, but recognition on a bigger stage, and wanting recognition in working with other people and also helping make those changes as well. And it gives us a new lens in terms of the way we look at things and how we put things together. It can be very, very out there and quite far out in terms of thinking, but it needs to also be balanced as well by that Leo energy, which asks it to check in with itself and see what it really wants. And Leo is very much about the heart. So Leo wants you to come back into your heart very much. And what does your heart need? What do you desire? Come back into your self center, not just be always out there with other people looking at what's needed on a bigger, broader level, but what do I need in order to make myself feel supported and acknowledged and valued as well, which is really important. So Leo can help Aquarius by understanding what matters most to it, and everything it's doing. And Aquarius helps Leo by understanding how its unique individual energy can do things in its own way and go in its own way. So Leo energy can support you in feeling strong and confident, tuning into your heart and knowing what it is you want. And it's also about taking a risk. Leo's brave, so it can actually, it's a lion. So it's brave, it can take a risk, help you take a risk, and also really stand out. And sometimes it allows you to stand out outside of the crowd as well, which might be something that you need to do, which is really, really powerful. And both these energy want to be really strong within themselves. So whilst Leo at a low expression can be very much focused on itself and its own processes, in a higher sense, it can actually move beyond that as well. So the Aquarius polarity stretches you, asks you to see things from a different point of view, considers how others might perceive this and consider what it might look like. Aquarius wants to take Leo out of its own world and open it up to different ways of viewing things, which is really, really important, and different ways of interacting with people as well. There's a lot of creativity here between both these signs, and they can balance each other out, which would be really important. And this is very, very much key. Aquarius is also about communication, and Aquarius brings in communication because it's ruled by Uranus, perhaps even from the galactic side of things as well. So there can be something here. And so it's also really important for it to, whilst it's out there traveling in the cosmos in many ways, to also start to come back into understanding what it does and how it needs to do it in its own way, which is what Leo's doing. It's saying, this is who I am, this is how I shine, this is how I make things happen. So bringing that back into its own sense of self, which is really, really important. So Aquarius also wants to be free, and it wants to go beyond. It wants to be very objective and look at things. So it's quite different, whereas Leo is very much looking for that approval. It's very subjective. So Leo wants the approval. Aquarius says, no, I'm objective. I'm just going to do it my way. So the two need to come together in some way so that basically they can work together. So you can work in a way that actually acknowledges your authentic self, but actually means that you can still be valued in terms of what you do as well, which is really, really key, And Aquarius is very much about that group consciousness, whereas Leo is very much about the individual consciousness and the individual way of doing things. And it wants to give up that personal ego. Leo has a lot of that personal ego. Basically, it's all about me, whereas Aquarius says, give that all up, and basically it's all about being a part of the group, about the group consciousness, about seeing something bigger than what you are, which is actually a nice balance in a sense, and the balance we all need, because sometimes we can get too caught up in me, and we need to actually look beyond ourselves, which is what this is really, really important to do. And so Aquarius is also the reformer, the change agent, and it really, really wants to take us out into the world and do something really powerful. So we can shine in a sense, and it's really important for us with that Leo energy to find our way of shining. That's really, really key. We need to be, confident, creative, wise, and to be able to express ourselves in our own way, but to find a way that we can do that in community, in collaboration with other people, in a way that actually brings something to the whole, to the collective, and actually makes a difference on a bigger scale. And when we do that, that becomes very, very powerful. So that's Leo Aquarius energy. It's all about how we shine our light in the world and what we do in the world. So very, very important stuff. So keep shining brightly. So if you enjoy this, click like and subscribe. Thank you.